Hello, OAS family. It is time for another book review, and today we will be reviewing a book called The Aristocracy of Beauty by Yi-ching. So, for those of you who can read Chinese, you'll actually notice a difference between the Chinese character for the author's last name and the English spelling for the author's last name. That's because the author is actually Vietnamese. And so this name, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that exactly correct, but it's close. This name is derived from the Chinese name Wu. So if you read the Chinese characters for his name, it would read as Wu Yi-ching. But if you read the English name, you will see that it is the spelling that represents the Vietnamese pronunciation of that name. So that's Yi-ching. So there's some so before we get into the book in detail, the book has approximately 189 pages and is 8.25 inches wide by 11.75 inches tall. And basically the format of the book is a lot of very simple classic flower compositions done in the Gong-bi style with some descriptions and, where relevant, some cultural significance writings. So here is the sort of artist's statement, talking about his background in landscape painting and Chinese painting and how he come to choose like wildflowers as the main subject for this book. So very nice, very detailed artist statement that goes into his sort of personal intention, and it exists here in both English and Chinese. So here's the table of contents, and we'll just go ahead and get right into the book. So you can see here this plum painting and a little bit of a description here that talks about the plum blossom and some significance in Chinese culture. We'll just start going through this because this is quite a thick book as far as content. So here's verdant peach and jessamine or winter jasmine. And then peach here on the left-hand side. And another depiction of peach here on the right-hand side. So there's many different types and varietals, so he's accounting for a couple different ones here. And you can see here how the compositions are actually very simple. So what I like about this type of Gong-bi work is it's very translatable for people who are just starting out. It's not so overwhelming. I think a lot of Gong-bi artists, when they want to do their masterpieces, part of how they want to show their skill is they want to do a piece that's so overwhelmingly huge and complex and grandiose that when you're just starting out, it's great to see that as inspiration, but it's hard to think that you could try to emulate it or imitate it. And what I love about these is, even though there's no detailed instruction in this book, you could easily just take a color Xerox copy of a page in this book, trace the original painting for the line work, and do your own shading based on what you see here. So it is very... It's very possible to do that with all of these compositions. So we see here this Sasanqua Camellia, and then Michelia, and then the classic Camellia here, and then this Chinese sacred lily, apricot on the left-hand side, early pink on the right-hand side. So there's Cherokee Rose here, and Princess Tree or Royal Paulownia on the right-hand side. Hall Crabapple on the left-hand side here, and then Hydrangea. or hortensia on the right-hand side. So plum here on the left-hand side, and Chinese flowering apple here on the right-hand side. And then weeping golden bell here on the left, and then on the right is jonquil. And then this is the wuxia cherry, and then the wild cymbidium on the right. So really nice to have this sort of classic orchid rendering in this very easy, very simple composition. So you can see everything that's going on here. And then magnolia here on the left. Beautiful shading here of the sort of outside and the inside of the petals to show that contrast. Then the pear on the right. Field mustard on the left, wisteria on the right. And this is fairy primrose on the left, and viburnum on the right. Cherry on the left, French hydrangea on the right. And then white camellia here on the left, and Chinese redbud on the right. We have rose on the left. Really lovely depiction here where you can see the color of the petals accented in both the stem, the thorns, and the leaves. And then on the right, we have this Floris cinerea. And then Oriental cherry on the left, Gloxinia on the right, baby rose on the left, common cherry on the right, peonia on the left, and dandelion on the right. Chinese photinia and crowfoot geranium, rainbow pink and Floris cyclamen, lily of the Nile and pot marigold, Chinese radish and bleeding heart. The tree peony here on the left and the carnation on the right. Really beautiful dark red color chosen for that tree peony, very striking. And then we have China rose on the right and monkey flower on the left. Really delightful sort of brown markings on the petals there. I guess it's just a decision to show some depictions and renderings of imperfection. That's nice, and you can see that quite a lot on like Gong-bi, some Gong-bi paintings, as they're showing here, like here, purposely showing these holes in the leaves and little imperfections. Then on the left we have Caria, and on the right briar rose or bridal rose. Bamboo on the right. And on the left, garden nasturtium. Lilac on the left, roof iris or wall lily on the right, slipperwort on the left, and Indian chrysanthemum on the right, corn poppy on the left, blue bottle on the right, azalea on the left. We just did azalea in the spontaneous style, so it's nice to see Gong-bi style here. And then polyantha rose on the right, white iris on the left, poet jasmine, white iris on the right, poet jasmine on the left, and then sacred bamboo on the left, daylily on the right, marigold on the left, Peking syringa or mock orange on the right. And then purple bounty on the right and St. John's wort on the left. And then common penstemon, and then linden hibiscus on the right. Chinese trumpet creeper on the left, cosmos on the right, star lily and canna, rose moss, sun plant, or garden purslane, and then great bougainvillea on the right. So crepe myrtle on the left, coral fringed hibiscus on the right, Ghent gladiolus and morning glory on the right. This is a beautiful morning glory composition with all of this lovely variation in the leaves and this really precise depiction of those trumpet style flowers. The double azalea on the left, and then the garden dahlia on the right, dwarf plantation lily on the left, Darien roseberry on the right, common zinnia or youth and old age on the left, and tawny daylily on the right. On the left we have bee tree or china berry, and on the right we have a tiger lily. Very classic, simple, single flower and bud composition here. Really lovely. And then rose of Sharon on the left, banana magnolia on the right, yellow oleander on the left, pomegranate on the right, and then swamp morning glory on the left, or water convolvulus, and then rose mallow on the right. Water lily on the left, Turk's cap lily on the right, Banks rose on the left, and then hearts and honey vine on the right. White lady's finger on the left, and then coral tree on the right. We have Cape jasmine or gardenia on the left, and then fingered citron on the right. So sweet Ghent gladiolus on the left, rose ring gaillardia on the right, opium poppy on the left, Jimson weed or stramonium thorn apple on the right. Very luscious flower here, in this nice sort of tight composition with the leaves here that show a little imperfection on the exposed leaf right there. Beautiful composition. On the left we have tuberose, on the right Caesalpinia. Monochrome hibiscus on the left, sunset hibiscus on the right, and then Arabian jasmine on the left, tobacco flower on the right. On the left we have this hairy-leafed morning glory, and on the right the pearl orchid. So much content in this book. Poison bulb on the left, and then leek orchid on the right. This is the many-petaled Cape jasmine on the left, and then crown daisy or garland chrysanthemum on the right. Blue passion vine on the left, yellow hollyhock on the right, tree mallow on the left, white plantation lily on the right, star glory, cypress vine on the left, or rose bay on the right, and white tree peony on the left, and geranium on the right. Lily on the left, and Cape sunnyhuckle on the right. Sorry, honeysuckle on the right. This is a lot of flowers rolling off of my tongue. Okay, so wild scarlet lily on the left, and then sunflower on the right. And then rose of China on the left, and then lotus on the right. Nice choice here to feature this very large leaf in that composition. And then we have the night blooming cactus on the left, and then globe amaranth on the right. And then Kwan no Tsuyu on the left, and then smoke tree on the right. This is just lovely, simple, very almost like a monochromatic piece. It's really different from the other ones. And then ringing in that same vein, we have a maple leaf on the left, and then on the right we have a sensitive plant. On the left we have Gangia amaranth or Tampala, and on the right we have fringe coxcomb. The left is sneezeweed, and on the right is bird vetch. Left is sweet olive, right is marvel of Peru. Evans begonia on the left, and then reed grass on the right. Left is cotton rose, right is spotted marigold. Air plant on the left, changeable rose mallow on the right. Angel wing begonia, upland cotton on the right. Chinese holly on the left and solanum on the right. Chinese stephania on the left and Yujui woody plant on the right. Roman hyacinth on the left and loquat on the right. And then on the left we have this octagonal leaved daisy, and on the right we have narcissus. The left is Christmas star or poinsettia. Interesting choice for the depiction of this plant. Not the classic sort of holiday poinsettia that we're used to seeing, but they're sort of choosing to show the plant quite sparse with these quite edged petals. And on the right we have winter sweet. And then Boston ivy on the left and pine on the right. And then we get that's basically it. That's the book. So once again, this is Aristocracy of Beauty by Yi-ching. And you can find out more about this book on our website at orientalartsupply.com, or you can click through and check out some additional information in the description. Make sure to subscribe, like, give us a thumbs up if you like more content or want to see more content like this. And thank you for watching, and we wish you happy painting.